All right, guys. Today, I want to quickly talk about fear-mongering alarmism and the Hindsight Doomcasting. What does this mean, basically? It's something everyone is already familiar with. Forget about the English. I'll break the whole thing down. Okay. Um, so it's about the false prophets of fear. You know, or the people I call the parasites on the natural flow of life. Um, So we had a sort of family meeting yesterday, and one of our cousin, perfect gentleman, he meant well anyways, but he doesn't know he's under the insights of prophet of dooms, right? They were saying the things our fathers didn't do, our forefathers didn't do, and then we need to do it. If not, the deity will attack us, will kill us, will do this, and then started pointing at people in the family that either had one challenges this year, like someone that is sick, someone on that had accident, etc., etc., and that will be warned that the next thing is we'll start seeing that. And obviously, my cousin, who they passed the information to, had to relay it to us, and you could see the fear in his heart when he was saying it. But good thing, we were about 7 in the meeting, and he was the only one that was under the influence of this fear. Now, this is what happens with the so-called tradition. This is not just happening in the traditional sphere, right? It's also happening in the mainstream Christian religion sphere as well, okay, with all of the prophets of doom and all of those things. Today, I want to do a deep dive into this this sort of thing, explain to you what it really is and how powerless they are, basically. Okay, so now I will explain the psychological, how they exploit your psychology to protect all this fear and all of those things. So now, one thing you must understand is that life is a tapestry of fortunes and misfortunes. There are seasons of joy, seasons of trials. Scripture acknowledges this anyways. It acknowledges this balance. I mean, if you go to Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time, to everyone, to every purpose under the heaven. Okay, so it basically, but what you now see is that these fearmongers exploit this life reading. They project doom into the future, and when the natural ups and downs of life unfold, they rush to claim, see, I told you. Okay, now this is what I call Hindsight Doomcasting. When people retroactively attach every misfortune to their fearful predictions, creating illusion, that they foresee them, basically. Okay, in reality, they are only parasites of the natural flow of life. Okay, now you need to know that the scripture repeatedly warned us against these manipulative spirits, such as it says false prophecy as fear mongering. Okay, so if you read Jeremiah 23:16, it basically says they speak a vision of their own heart and not out of the mouth of the Lord. So what these fear mongers do is they thrive on visions born out of anxiety, and they are not true. So you need to pay attention to that. Now you need to also know that life's balance, you need to be aware of life's balance of fortunes and misfortunes. So if you go to Job 14 verse 1, what does it say? Say, man that is born of a woman is of few days. That means man has a time when he would stop living, right? He will die, okay? And full of trouble, the challenges of life, clearly stated. Okay, so trouble is part of our human condition. It doesn't validate fearmongers, it validates life cycles. Okay, now again, you need to watch the fear mindset. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and of sound mind. That's Timothy 1:7. Okay, alarmists keep people bound to fear, but the spirit of God bets what? Clarity and courage. Now, here is a psychological trap, okay? Hindsight Doomcasting manipulates you through, number one, confirmation bias. They ignore when nothing bad happens. They'll magnify when So if nothing bad happens, they will ignore it, but they magnify it when it happens. Okay, that's one way they manipulate you psychologically. Another way is the illusion of prophecy, claiming wisdom after the fact. Okay, now when that thing happened, they say, "Oh, didn't I tell you?" Okay, so and whereas what happens is a normal balance of life. Do you understand? Life is always about is a tapestry of fortunes and misfortunes. So don't let them deceive you. Another thing is fear dependency. They keep people enslaved with what might go wrong. Okay, instead of living in faith. Okay, now there's something I call the inversion of faith. True faith doesn't hinge on fear's prediction. You need to know that. Don't let any prophet or any dibia scare you, or any person that does this alpha something ifa. Okay, faith anchors itself in possibility, not in paranoia. Where fear says evil is coming, just wait and see. Faith usually says, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Go and read that up in Psalms 23 verses. So now here is, the depth inside, okay? Fearmongers try because life guarantees misfortune. You live, there's no two ways about it. Life guarantees misfortune. There will always be a circle of, fortune and misfortune. But faith, thrives because life also guarantees mercy. So in as much as there's misfortune, there's also mercy through faith. Okay, so the question is, which one do you want to magnify? Do you want to magnify the misfortune, or do you want to magnify the fortune? Okay, now here is practical application. Guide your ears. Go and read Isaiah 18:12-13. Do not let fear-driven voices dictate your outlook, how you see life, how you perceive life. Okay, the same prophecy, the next one I want you to know, is always the same prophecy from projection. Okay, is it rooted in God's truth or in human anxiety? Then shift your focus. Train your mind to magnify God's promises, not man's doomsday prediction. Okay, you could also see that in Philippians 4. You think of those things that are ennobling, those things are of praiseworthy. Okay, now in closing thoughts, I want you to know that fear mongering alarmism is nothing but hindsight doom syndrome. A recycled doom told you so. But those who walk in faith live above these false prophets of fear. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:17. I hope you've been able to learn something here. I remain Abuchi from the Deaf Foundation, a non-religious organization that teaches the Bible as a map of inner transformation. We hold a live session every Sunday at 9 a.m. on Gente Facebook page and the Foundation IP YouTube channel. Join us this Sunday, okay, to learn the deeper psychological meanings of the Bible teaching for transformative living. See you there.